Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Luke, and I'm glad to be back with you guys for another Brain Smart Start. So as you know, we have an intro song, so go ahead and listen to this. Wildcats, listen up, high five a friend and sing along. Wildcats, listen up, high five a friend and sing along. We are all in this together. We are wow, you and me, united and free. We are all in this together. We are wow. Go Wildcats! Welcome back, guys. The order of what we're going to be doing is going to go like this. So first, I'll be with you for the next few minutes as we engage in Brain Smart Start. So we're going to sing a wow song like we just did. Then we're going to breathe together. Then we're going to do some gentle stretching. Then we're going to practice and learn a few words in sign language. Then we're going to celebrate birthdays. After that, we're going to go over our commitment for the week. And we're going to wish our community well. And we're also going to discuss a current event. And then prepare for the rest of your day on Wow on Demand, okay? So let's go ahead and move right into our breathing for today. All right, let's go ahead and do a traditional star breathing, okay? So you guys know how this goes. You're gonna put your hands out like that. You're gonna say stop, smile, take a deep breath, and relax, okay? So we're gonna do that 3 times, and on the 3rd time, it's gonna be silent, okay? Stop, smile, take a deep breath, and relax. Again, stop, smile, take a deep breath, and relax. In silence. Very good job, guys. I hope that can make you feel a little more relaxed at home today, and that you may be, feeling a little anxious, but that this can calm you down a little bit, okay? All right, so let's go right into our stretching for today, okay? So we're gonna start, like we always do, with our right hand over our left, okay? So you're gonna do this for 15 seconds. All right, ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good job. Now the other one. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so now we're gonna do our arm like this, okay? So don't push down too much because you might hurt yourself. Just a little where you can feel the stretch, okay? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, now you're gonna go with the other one. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. All right, now we're going to do this stretch. Our forearm stretches, okay? We're gonna do these for 15 as well. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now we're gonna turn it over like this. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good, wiggle it out. Now the other one. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good job. All right, now we're gonna go like this. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good job, guys. So you should feel your arms all stretched out. Okay, so now we're going to do our necks. Okay, so you're going to take your hand like this. We're going to do this for 10 seconds, okay? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, the other one. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. All right, we're gonna do the rotations, okay? So, and we're gonna do 5 on each side like we always do. Okay, so 5 this way, and then 5 the other way. All right, ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Very good job, guys. I'm glad that you could get all stretched out with us. We're gonna do a few more and then we're done, okay? So we're gonna do our legs and our back, okay? So let's start with our back. We're gonna arch it like this, and we're gonna do that for 10 seconds, okay? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. All right, and now we're gonna touch our toes, okay? So you're gonna have your legs together, and you're gonna go straight down, touch your toes, 10 seconds, then we're gonna go to the right, and then to the left, and then we'll be done with stretching, okay? All right, so down the middle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Now, spread your legs and you're gonna go to the right side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good job, guys. I'm proud of all you who did all of it, who did half of it, who did any of it, right? The point is that you tried, and I am very happy that you did, okay? Okay, so now is time for ASL, right? Or American Sign Language. Now, what we've been learning this week have been terms related to, to nursing, so we're just gonna keep on going with that, okay? So, like we went over, nurse is like this, right? So you take your hand, and you take your other hand with the sign for N, but you're gonna lift it up a little bit, and you're going to kind of just like hold it there, right? Nurse. Nurse. You can also do like little jumps, nurse. All right. The next one is doctor, right? So doctor is the same thing, except with a D, right? You do a D in sign language, and you get your hand again, and you do this, right? Doctor. Doctor. Okay? Hospital is like this. So take an H, and you cross on your shoulder. Hospital. 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 Okay? patient, okay? And this is not like you are patient, but a patient at a hospital or wherever. So patient is like this, right? So it's a P, and you do the same sign as hospital, but with a P instead. Patient, patient, patient. Good job. And lastly, we have the word help. Okay, so help is, you can use this in any situation, right? It's not only in terms of medical things, but help is like this. Help. Help. Right? Help. It's kind of like you're supporting something, supporting an object or a person. Help. Right? Those are our ASL sign words. I know that you guys have been practicing them, okay? So just keep on practicing, all right? Okay, so there are no birthdays for today for many of you guys, but like we always say, there might be someone's birthday that you don't know about in your family or friends, and or maybe you do know about it. And let's just go ahead and celebrate those people, okay? So we're gonna sing them happy birthday on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday, dear everybody's birthday. Who is today? Happy birthday to you. All right. Again, happy birthday to all of you people, whether you're a student or a family member or a friend. I hope that you have an amazing birthday today. All right. All right. So our commitment for this week is to make a nurse or a medical care worker a card or a gift or whatever it is you want to do, but just to do something nice for them, okay? So thumbs up if you're committed to do that, right? Again, making a gift or a card for any nurse or medical care worker, okay? Thumbs up if you're committed. All right, guys, so our current event for this entire week is just that it was Nurses Week, right? So we recognize all of the people who are medical care workers and also just specifically nurses. And we just make sure that you are wishing them well and that you are thinking about them all the time, okay? Meditation.
Close your eyes and make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. Again, take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. One more time. Deep breath in and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. Fantastic. You are doing really well. Now imagine that your feet feel all floppy and loose, but very, very relaxed, almost as if they are falling asleep. Can you feel it? Now imagine all of your body feeling the same way, all floppy and loose. You are feeling so relaxed and so very happy. Now I want you to imagine that you have roots growing out from the soles of your feet. Roots that look just like the roots of a tree, very long and very wobbly. Now push those roots deep into the ground, and you can hear them growing deeper and deeper. And you can hear them as they push their way through the soil, and it tickles just a little bit. Can you feel it? Can you feel the soil under your feet? This is called grounding. This keeps your energy planted in the ground so that you too can grow big and strong, just like the tree. Now imagine a beautiful white light surrounding your whole body. A light so bright that you shine much brighter than the brightest star. But it doesn't hurt you to look at it. This beautiful, pure white light is protecting you always. It's just like having your very own force field. Can you see it? Great. You are doing really well. Now I want you to see yourself standing in front of a huge tree. And this tree has deep, deep roots. And it has branches that reach out in every direction. And you notice that this amazing tree has a rope ladder hanging down from one of its branches. And you look up to see the greatest treehouse you have ever seen. You have always wanted your very own treehouse. And now you have found one. Your secret treehouse. This is your special place. The place where only you can go. And in this treehouse, you feel very safe and warm. And you feel you can do anything you want here. And you can. Because it is your treehouse. You have windows in your treehouse. Maybe you even have a trap door in the floor, so you can get down your tree even quicker if you want to. You may have some plants in your treehouse. Plants with beautiful coloured flowers. All of your favourite things are here with you. And you can have a swing hanging from the ceiling if you want to. Can you see it? Can you see the swing moving gently backwards and forwards? Inside your treehouse, think about all the things that make you feel good. all the things that make you smile. Is it a favorite toy? Is it a favorite pet? Or is it somebody special? Someone you love very, very much? See it in your mind's eye. Can you see it? Go ahead and design the inside of your treehouse now. Make it look just how you want it to be. Anything that makes you happy, anything you feel happy about, when you think about it, it is there in your treehouse, your secret treehouse. Every time you go inside your treehouse, you feel really, really relaxed and so very happy. This is a place to let go of all of your thoughts, all of your worries. Just let them go. They don't matter here. And this is the place to let go of anything that may make you sad. This is a place of happiness just for you. It is very safe here. Now I'm going to leave you for just a few moments so you can explore your very own secret treehouse. Do you feel happy? Can you feel your heart bursting with joy? You are so happy, so peaceful and calm. Everything you ever wanted is here. Now, take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. You feel very peaceful and very relaxed inside your secret treehouse. This is a place that you can go to any time you want to, and you will always feel peaceful and calm and happy. Know that your treehouse is always here for you, because in your secret treehouse, you are always safe, you are always loved, and you are always protected. Now, take a deep breath and imagine yourself walking back down the hanging ladder and out of your treehouse. Take another deep breath and slowly and gently bring your attention back into the room. One more big deep breath. Now wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes, rub your hands together to make them warm. And whenever you are ready, slowly and gently open your eyes, always knowing you can come to your secret treehouse anytime you wish.
Okay, so welcome back. I hope you had a great meditation, but it is time to move on. Okay, so I'm going to close this out by telling you who's coming next. Okay, so first off, after Brain Smart Start, you're gonna have STEM, okay? Then you're gonna go on to social services with a guest appearance from, that's a surprise, you'll find out soon, okay? Stay tuned. Then after that, you're gonna have art. Then after that, you're gonna have music, okay? Then after that, you're going to have lunch and your Zoom meeting with Miss Stephanie. Okay, so please do not forget about your Zoom meeting. It is very important because we just want to see you guys, and I know that you guys want to see us too, so don't forget about that, right? So 12:30. Then you're gonna have your Life and Works class, and then after that, you're gonna have CBE. Then lastly, but not least, you're gonna have your rights and review of your special topics and the review for tomorrow's schedule, okay? So guys, with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this Brain Smart Start, and I hope you have enough energy to go on for the rest of your day, okay? I will see you guys later, and take care now.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another STEM class. It's your teacher Carlos. Today is gonna be a special day. We have a special guest that is gonna be teaching us something very interesting. I'm sorry. I'm actually taking my breakfast right now, but I feel like I really have to brush my teeth. Something's going on in there. You know what? Let's talk about that today. Today, dental hygiene. almost every creature in the world have teeth. But human teeth are very special. Yes, and they have a very, very specific function and a very important one. Let me read you what it is. Human teeth, it's basically to break down items of food by cutting and crushing them in preparation for swallowing and digesting. How these work? Well, let's do a small experiment. If I try to eat a cookie without chewing first, I'm sure I'm gonna choke for sure. That's basically how the function of your teeth. Your teeth, they are there to cut and crush your food first, so you can easily swallow it, and it's easier for your stomach to digest your food. That's the function of your teeth. That means that our teeth are closely related with the food. Yes, that's amazing. Imagine that your job is related with food and eating food. Oh, that's a dream job. But that's why we have so many different teeth. You want to know more about them? Well, stay with me. Let's learn more about our teeth.
Today I just can't stop smiling. Do you want to know why? Because I want to show off my teeth. Teeth aren't just for smiles, they're a really important part of one of my favorite things, eating. What do you like to eat? I like to eat carrot sticks, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, pasta, and lots of other things. So if you're like me, you probably eat lots of different kinds of food, and that's why we have lots of different kinds of teeth. We use our teeth to chew our food. Chewing takes food that would be too big to fit in our mouths or too hard to swallow whole and breaks it down into smaller pieces. You couldn't just open wide like a snake and swallow a whole pizza. You need your teeth to rip it into bite-sized pieces first, and then keep making it smaller and mushier until you can gulp it down. Our teeth are great at turning lots of different things into tasty meals. They all have slightly different jobs and different shapes to help us eat all those foods. Take a look inside your mouth, and the next time you lose a tooth, have a close look at it. When you smile, you can see your front teeth really well. They're called incisors, and you have 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. These are the teeth that help you take that first bite of food. Think about chomping into a sandwich or taking a bite out of an apple. You use those front teeth first to cut into the food and break off a bite-sized piece. And you can see another kind of teeth when you smile too. They're the longest and pointiest teeth in your mouth. They're called canines, and you have 4 of them. 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. These teeth are especially good for ripping and tearing food. They have long roots that go deep into your gums, so they can do a lot of hard work. For example, how would you bite off a piece of something super chewy, like a big piece of bagel or a hard sticky piece of taffy? That's where your canines go to work. These strong teeth can hold the chewy bread or stretchy candy in place even when you're pulling on it, so you can break off a piece to eat. Now, if you look further back in your mouth, you can see teeth that are bigger, flatter, and kind of squarish. These are your premolar and molar teeth. The premolars are a little bit smaller than the molars, but all of these teeth have wide, bumpy surfaces instead of sharp edges. Their shape makes them really great at grinding and crushing food, especially food that comes from plants. Think about how long it takes to chew up a stalk of celery. While the teeth in front are in charge of biting, these back teeth do most of the hard chewing. They're the last teeth that your food will meet before you swallow. We're lucky we have all these different kinds of teeth because it means we can eat lots of different kinds of food. Some animals only have one kind of tooth, or more of one kind than the other. Their teeth are specially suited to the types of food they eat. Animals like elephants and deer eat mostly plants, so most of their teeth are those big, broad, lumpy molars to break down thick plants. And other animals like squirrels eat plants too, but they don't just pluck a leaf off a bush. Squirrels have to chew through the bark of a tree or through hard seeds and nuts to get their food. So these animals have molars and really big incisors. The incisors help them chew through the tough stuff, and their molars help them grind up the plant matter. Now, other animals like tigers only eat other animals. They eat meat. So these guys need really big, sharp canine teeth to help them catch and tear into their prey. Their teeth help them take food that's too big to fit in their mouths all at once and break it into smaller pieces. So all animals have special teeth that match their diet. Scientists can sometimes figure out what kind of food an animal eats based on the shape, size, and number of teeth they have. Luckily, we can eat all kinds of things. Stretchy things, chewy things, soft things, tough things, slippery things, and lots of other things. And that's something to smile about. Thanks for joining us on SciShow Kids, and make sure to check back every week to learn more with Squeaks and me. And we'll see you next time.
But our teeth are much more than just some kind of like cutting machine. They are actually very interesting. I have some facts right here that I want to read for you about our teeth. Number 1, we all born without teeth, but as we grow, we gain our own. Kids have around 20 teeth only. Yes, small kids will have less teeth than an adult. But while you grow, your teeth grow as well. And an adult can have up to 32 teeth. That's the normal number. So if you open your mouth and you count them, you're gonna count 32 teeth in your mouth. So also the white part in your teeth, like what you can see from your teeth, is not the only part. It's just one layer, the outside layer. Inside you have more parts of your teeth, like the root and some others, very, very interesting. But this one, the white part that you can see, it's called enamel. And this enamel is the hardest substance in the human body. Yes, it's so hard, it's harder than your bones. It's easier for you to break a bone than a teeth, because the teeth are the hardest substance you have in your body. Not because the teeth are the hardest substance that you have, it doesn't mean that they cannot be damaged. Actually, a lot of things that we eat can damage our teeth. You want to know some of them? I have a video here ready for you that will show you a bunch of liquids that can actually damage your teeth. Some of them a lot, some of them maybe a little bit. But you have to be very careful with them. Pay attention to the video.
Oh, you got these eggs and you got all these liquids here. What are you going to do with it?
And then we're going to put the eggs and the liquids and see what happens.
Yeah. What's the point of all this?
To see what drink is worse for your teeth.
Okay, so your eggs here are sort of like your teeth?
Yes.
Made out of the same kind of stuff?
Yes.
Yes.
So what do you have here? It looks like
Coffee.
coffee from the gas station. And you got some decaf tea that you got to make tea. You got a can of Coke, big thing of Mountain Dew, apple juice, and then we got this purified water. So what's the purified water for?
Water. It's the control.
Control. So the egg shouldn't do anything in the water.
No, probably not.
Probably not. And then you're expecting the eggs to do something with all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what the point of this is here. Okay. Oh, let's make some tea.
Okay.
So now you're putting everything in these cups here, huh? Got some Coca-Cola in one. You got tea in that one. So you gotta mark which ones they are.
Yeah.
Yes. This is 100% apple juice, it says. The gerbils are liking this. They're just like hanging out with us. Look at them.
No, I'm looking at you. How do you open this?
You don't know how to open up a coffee thing?
No.
I don't either, but...
Should we do it like that?
That makes sense.
It doesn't want to come out, huh? Here, better open the tab a little more.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Maybe we should just take the lid off or something.
Let's take the lid off. Are you trying to light them all up so they all have exactly the same amount in them?
Yeah, it would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Okay. There.
Yeah, perfect.
Fresh Mountain Dew and fresh Coke. Lots and lots of carbonation. All right.
Okay.
Now we're inspecting the eggs to make sure they aren't cracked. Don't have cracked shells. Yes. All right, go to it. Which one is going to get the egg first?
Shall I?
Coca-Cola is getting an egg. Apple juice is getting an egg. Coffee.
Try to drop it in.
I don't want to go. Okay, so these eggs are going to sit in here for how long? Overnight. So I thought what was interesting is when you put the egg in this Mountain Dew, it just bubbled up right away. And it's still kind of bubbling.
Ghost corn syrup, caramel color. Okay, give me a second.
Trying to read it? Something big word.
Phosphoric acid.
Ew. Citric acid.
Yes. Let's see how eggs. Can't see it in the coffee though.
It's
hiding.
coffee. It's called coffee. Nor somewhat
Bubble, bubble.
Coca-Cola. From this distance, at least.
Now what? This is Coca-Cola's bubbling too. Tea is just sitting there. Okay, it's been 24 hours since the eggs went into these cups of different liquids. Do you see any different observations with any of these?
Well, they have bubbles.
Do they all have bubbles in them?
Well, I don't know. These ones do, at least.
The apple juice does, and the Mountain Dew does. Even the water has bubbles.
Yeah. The apple juice has lots of bubbles.
Lots of bubbles in there.
And I don't know about the coffee.
Not really the coffee.
Or
Anything that's
tea.
dark doesn't seem to have any bubbles. I don't know if that's significant or not. You'll have to say.
We'll have to see that.
Okay. Out comes egg number 1. It's kind of got a different coloring on it. It's all those spots. See that bubbles?
Yeah.
Pop them.
They don't want to pop. That's cool.
Okay, coffee. Okay, this one's Mountain Dew. Slightly yellow. Just water.
Yep. There's film on the top of it.
Film on it? Looks oily.
Yeah.
Ooh. Pretty.
It's like Easter.
Yes, it is. Tea? Okay, here's all the eggs. Do you see anything different with them besides the color and the bubbles on the apple juice egg?
Yeah, that's really weird.
It's got some stripes on the coffee one.
This one's darker on the bottom.
Oh.
And that's why we have to be very careful with what we eat. And also we have to make sure that we have a really good dental hygiene. And that's why we have a special guest today. Yes, our special guest is going to teach us about how to maintain good dental hygiene and some other things related with that. So say hi for me. I'll see you in a minute. Let's go.
Hey guys, it's me, Jira. So I'm here today to do a little tutorial on dental hygiene. Mr. Carlos asked me to do a quick little video to teach you how to keep a nice, clean, healthy mouth. Okay, so stay tuned. Hey guys, okay, so this is a replica of your mouth, okay? You have your teeth and your gums, and you should have your tongue in here, but it's not here, that's okay. And then I have a toothbrush. So how often
often should you be brushing your teeth? Who can tell me that? So if you said at least twice a day, ding, 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 you got it right. You should be brushing your teeth in the morning and at night. If you brush your teeth a little more, that's wonderful. Okay, but at least twice a day. And when you brush, you should be brushing every part of your teeth. So you should be brushing the outside, the inside, and the very, very inside too, okay? You wanna be brushing everything. You should also be brushing for at least 2 minutes, okay? It shouldn't be a quick and done. You should be taking your time, okay? If you wanna listen to music while you're doing it, or even watching your favorite TV show, that's a good idea, okay? Hey guys, so let's quickly talk about toothbrushes, okay? Because there's quite a variety of toothbrushes out there. But there's actually just 2 types that you can get. It's either manual or electric. There's different types of electric and there's different type of manual. You can get whichever one you like. I personally prefer the electric, okay? I feel like it does a much better job cleaning, is easier to use, and it just takes, I feel like I have a cleaner mouth. Now, when it comes to manual, you can also use this, but when you do purchase the manual, you want to make sure that you're using a soft bristle, okay? They do come in different textures. You can be soft, medium, or hard, and you can actually tell right there, you can see the S, and this is a soft. That's how you can tell if it's soft, medium, or hard, okay? Okay, and then also there is different types of toothpaste out there. So I have a few here. I have the Colgate Total, which is actually one of my favorites. You don't have to get it, but I like it. There's Crest and Burt's Bees. I have these 3. My son uses this Burt's Bees because it doesn't contain an ingredient called sodium lauryl sulfate. And some people are actually allergic to it and can cause ulcers. So that's why I have my son using this type of toothpaste, because he gets ulcers and I don't want him to get ulcers. But I and everybody else in the family uses Total. But you can get any type of toothpaste. One thing I would suggest though is that when you get your toothpaste, make sure it's non-whitening, because whitening toothpaste can actually do more damage than good to your enamel, okay? It contains more abrasive materials in the toothpaste, and it can actually damage the enamel. So no whitening, okay? Okay, next important tool to keeping your mouth clean is floss. Okay, floss is super, super important. It is just as important as brushing your teeth, okay? Because the toothbrush, even though it's very important, you need to brush your teeth, it doesn't get underneath the gums, okay? So underneath your gums, you also have bacteria growing in there, and you want to get all that bacteria out, right? So when you brush, you don't get underneath. So floss is super, super important, okay? And it should be done at least once a day at night before going to bed, okay? So you have different types of floss as well. Okay, so you have different types of floss. You have your basic thread floss, and you also have flossers, okay? Both of these are great. I prefer the flossers. The flossers are very easy to handle, and they just go right in between your teeth. I'm gonna go ahead and show you really quick how to use one. Okay, so here's your flosser. They come in different brands as well. This one, no ad sponsoring here, but this gum is a really good brand. And this type of flosser is super strong. And some flossers actually break very easily, and this is really strong. So what you have to do is you want to get in between the gums. Okay, you're gonna be getting between the gums on both sides, and you want to get every single tooth, okay? Because every single tooth has bacteria, and you want to clean every single part of the tooth. So you're going to hug the tooth and go underneath. Hug the tooth and go underneath. Hug the tooth and go underneath. Hug the tooth and go underneath, okay? The same for the bottom. Hug the tooth, get underneath. Hug the tooth and go underneath. Super important, guys, okay? I wanna make sure that everybody's flossing. Sometimes you might bleed, okay? But this isn't because of the floss. A lot of the times it's because you're not flossing. So what happens is that bacteria I was telling you about gets underneath the gums and actually starts hurting your gums because they're having a party in there. So when you floss, you're disrupting the party. You're saying no more fiesta in here, go party somewhere else, okay? And you're getting rid of them. Super important. Okay guys, so let's continue talking about this bacteria. So everybody has bacteria in their mouth, okay? And we brush our teeth to get rid of bacteria. And who can tell me why? Why do we not want bacteria living in our mouths? Who can tell me? So one of the reasons is because we don't want cavities, okay? So cavities are little holes in your teeth, and they're not good. You can lose your tooth can start hurting, so that's why we want to brush them away. So another thing that we can do to make sure we don't get cavities is to eat less of certain things. It's another good question. Who or what kind of things should we not be eating regularly? Who can tell me? Who said candy? Right? I got a whole bunch of candy over here. I'm not eating it though. So we have our Fun Dip. What else? Hershey's, right? They're delicious, but we shouldn't be eating them regularly. So you can have them as a treat once in a while, but you shouldn't eat them all the time because they do cause cavities. Also, when you do eat them, what should you do? Brush those teeth, right? When you brush right after you eat them, that also helps lessen the chances of you getting cavities. Okay guys, so in conclusion, what are the important things you need to follow to keep a nice, clean, healthy mouth? Number 1, brush your teeth at least twice a day. Number 2, floss those teeth every night. And number 3, eat healthy, okay? Don't eat too much candy, and then you'll have a nice, clean, healthy mouth. It was nice seeing you guys. Take care of yourselves. No.
Did you like it? Wow, Jira was amazing teaching us about dental hygiene. And now we don't have an excuse. Brush your teeth and floss them as well. Definitely. Actually, I have some questions here for you. So get ready, get a pencil and a paper so you can answer your questions, guys. This was the class for today. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you next class. I wish you well. Bye.
Hi everyone, happy to see you again, or happy for you to see me again. Hope everything is going well. Hope you're taking care of yourselves and helping your family take care of themselves as well. Washing your hands, drinking water, staying 6 feet between each other, not going out, the usual. Hopefully we can get over this as soon as possible. But I'm here today to talk to you about something very important, which is safety in the home. When you have a wheelchair, when you don't have a wheelchair, even if you're in a group home, what you need to do and to be able to maintain yourselves and your family safe. I'm going to go back and forth a little bit in Spanish and in English, so if you don't understand English, you can understand my Spanish. And always remember, if you have any questions regarding what I talk about, you can always call me here at the WOW. I'm here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You all have my number, 305-279-7999. You can always call me and I can explain all this, or we can talk for a little bit, or we can FaceTime, whatever you like. I'm available to everyone, okay? Hopefully you'll understand what I'm talking about here, because it's very, very important, the safety in the home. We're gonna go room by room. The most places that are not safe are the bathroom and the kitchen, but we're gonna talk about all the rooms in the house. The first one is the bathroom. When you go take a shower, you have to be very, very careful. Try to see if someone can turn on the water for you so that it is not too hot. You can definitely get very burned if you get very hot water. Make sure that you also have a mat at the shower or the bathtub. If you don't have access to a mat, a plastic mat, make sure you put a towel down so that you can be safe and not slip in the bathroom. That can be very dangerous there. Also maintain your door of the bathroom unlocked, just in case there is an emergency, someone can go and assist you. You don't have to leave it open, but leave it unlocked, and that way they have access to you. It is very, very important also that if you have a chair in the bathtub or the shower, it's preferably that you use the chair, sit there in the chair, and maybe have everything accessible to you, your shampoo, your soap, your towel, whatever is necessary that you use that is accessible to where you're sitting. If you need somebody's assistance, please make sure that you ask for help. Don't try to do it all by yourself. You could get hurt, you could fall, you could slip. The bathroom is very, very slippery. Okay, especially when the soap falls to the bottom, the floor. It is very, very slippery. So ask for help also. If you have railings or handrails that you can hold on to, that's also important that you hold on while you're doing anything, while you're trying to get into the shower, the bathtub, or when you're trying to get out. If you need help washing your hair, ask for assistance before you go in the shower, or if somebody's there with you, they can assist you while you're sitting down. Don't try to wash your hair when you're standing up, because you can lose your balance and fall, and that's not a good thing, because sometimes the person that's there with you may not be able to hold you because it happens very quickly, or they may not have the strength to hold you at that point. So make sure that you're sitting down. If you're going to wash your hair, you close your eyes so you don't get soap in your eyes. If you're doing it for yourself, or if you're doing it with somebody that can help you, make sure you have your eyes closed. Avoid standing up at all times in the shower if possible, because if you just close your eyes for a few seconds, you lose your balance very easily. Anybody can do that. It's not our population here, but it can happen to anyone, and you can have an accident. You can fall. Okay. When you finish the shower, make sure that you hold onto the railing to get out of the shower or the bathtub, and try to sit down on the toilet with the lid down to dry yourself or to get your clothes on. It's easier and better than having to be standing up and losing your balance as well. So make sure you're able to sit down and to put your shoes on, you put your clothes on, or whatever you need to put on, that you're sitting down. Like I said, never lock the door, because if you do have an accident, or you have a necessity to have somebody help you, you can call for them and they can come in the bathroom without having to break the door down. I'm going to repeat what I just said about the bathroom in Spanish now for the Spanish-speaking individuals. Okay, and then I'll continue with the kitchen. Para las personas que no saben el inglés, les voy a decir lo que estamos hablando. Estamos hablando de estar seguro en partes distintas de la casa. En estos momentos estamos hablando del baño, lo que es las precauciones que uno debe de tomar cuando uno se va a bañar, que es muy importante que tengan mucho cuidado. No cierren la puerta con pestillo. Debe de estar la puerta cerrada, pero no con pestillo, con lo que es el candado, porque si necesitan ayuda, alguien puede entrar fácilmente. Si es posible, alguien que le ponga a los individuos el agua de temperatura que les sea acordada por ellos, que no sea muy caliente, porque se pueden quemar muy fácil. Cerciorarse también que en el piso del baño, de la ducha o el baño, tengan una alfombra de plástico para que no se resbalen, o una toalla para que no se resbalen. Preferiblemente también que tengan una silla para poderse sentar y que no pierdan el equilibrio y no se caigan. Si es posible que tengan, si se sientan, que tengan todas las cosas que les sea necesario, el shampoo, la toalla, el jabón, lo que sea necesario al acceso de ellos de donde están sentados, para que no tengan que levantarse y sentarse constantemente. Si es posible también aguantarse de las maniguetas cada vez que entren y salgan de la ducha o del baño, para que se sientan más confortables. Si se tienen que lavar la cabeza, preferiblemente que se lo haga una persona que los asista a ellos, porque se puede variar un poco, se puede perder el equilibrio, puede caerle jabón en los ojos y no poder ver, es muy incómodo. Si es posible, alguien que le pueda asistir cuando están haciendo esto, será mejor todavía. Después que terminen de bañarse, se aguanten de las agarraderas y salgan despacio del baño para secarse o vestirse. Es preferible que se sienten en el inodoro con la tapa hacia abajo, para que de nuevo no pierdan el equilibrio, no se confundan, no estén mareados. Se pueden vestir sentados. Cuando terminen, entonces pueden retirarse del baño. Ahora voy a hablar el resto de la parte en inglés, que es la parte de la cocina. I'm going back now to English and to let you know the safety precautions to take while you are in the kitchen. The kitchen is a great place to be. You can learn a lot. However, it is very dangerous. You cannot not be taking it for granted or be distracted when you're in the kitchen. You have to be alert. You have to be very careful. I know many of you have taken the cooking class with Debbie, and you already know the precautions you need to take with sharp objects and things like that. However, I'm just reminding you again to be very, very careful. It's a great place to learn. Like I said, I love to cook, and I know that you guys will love to cook there too. When somebody's in the kitchen, ask them, like, can you show me? Can you teach me? Can I help you? And I'm sure they will love for you to help in the kitchen. Do not ever go near the stove. Even if it's turned off, it may still be very hot. And you may not know that because you don't see it turned on. So never touch the stove. Let that be for somebody that knows a little bit more of the kitchen and can handle that. Do not use the microwave unless you're being assisted by somebody that knows what to put in the microwave. Some things cannot be put in the microwave, like foil paper, metals, a cup that has metal or anything like that, because it can explode. It can burst into flames. We don't want that to happen, or for you to get hurt. Of course, never ever use a sharp object, a knife, scissors, or anything in the kitchen unless you're with somebody that can help you, assist you how to do it correctly. Knives can be very dangerous. If you're cutting something small, you can hurt yourself. There are ways to do it, and I'm sure Debbie has shown the ones that have taken her class how to use it, but you still can learn from whoever's in the kitchen that can help you. You can do sandwiches, you can do salads, you can do juices, anything like that, using other things, and they're not as dangerous. Make sure that if you're in the kitchen, you are wearing shoes. Preferably anything with a rubber on the bottom. The kitchen, a lot of things fall on the floor. It could be food, it could be water, it could be grease. And that is very dangerous, very slippery in the kitchen as well. So if you have maybe a mat or a rug that's in the kitchen, step on that and be on top of that instead of on the floor. You don't want to fall there. Also make sure that all the counter drawers and all the counters that have the cabinet drawers and the cabinets doors that are closed, because you could hurt your head. You could hit your head with that if you're not looking. So if you're going to the kitchen, make sure you just close all the cabinet doors and all the drawers so you don't get hurt, because that can be painful. Be careful of trying to carry anything heavy, either from the refrigerator or to the refrigerator, or from the counter to another part of the counter or to the refrigerator, things like that are very heavy, because you may not be able to hold on to it. Ask for assistance. Don't be scared or think it's wrong for you to ask for assistance. You can say, can you please help me? Can you teach me how to do this? And you learn. Also be careful when throwing out the garbage. It can be very heavy. You don't want it to be too heavy, because then the bag can break and you can get hurt with that too. Okay, I'm gonna go now with, oh, I'm sorry, one more thing here. If there's by any chance a fire in the kitchen, first of all, you try to see if there is a fire extinguisher. However, give the fire extinguisher or tell a person who's there with you to use the fire extinguisher if possible. If the fire is too big, evacuate. I'm sure you have a way to get out of the house, be it your home or be it a group home or a parent or a family member's home. I'm sure that you have been through the drill of where to exit the home if there's an emergency. So find out. If there's fire, again, do not try to do anything. Let the other people do whatever, the people in the kitchen or your family member or a brother or sister, anyone, a parent, let them take care of that. You stay away from that. Fires can get out of hand very quickly. You can evacuate, you can go outside if you're instructed to do so, and then you can call the fire rescue if there's a need for that. Okay? So just be very, very careful in the kitchen. It's a place where you can have a lot of fun, a lot of wonderful times, a lot of activities. You can learn so much from the kitchen if done correctly. But just be very careful with everything and just be alert. That's all we ask. All right, I'm going to talk about it, the same thing about the kitchen in Spanish to the Spanish-speaking individuals and families. Estamos hablando ahora de la cocina, de las precauciones que debemos de tomar en la cocina. Primero que nada les digo a todos los individuos y a la familia que tengan mucha precaución en lo que es la estufa o el fogón, que no se peguen a ellos los muchachos, los individuos, porque aunque no esté prendido o encendida el fogón, puede estar todavía caliente de haberse usado anteriormente y se pueden quemar o se pueden dañar muy fácil. Estén muy precavidos con eso. Que no usen el microwave a no ser que estén enseñados cómo usarlo, porque hay muchas cosas que no se pueden poner en el microwave, como el papel de aluminio, cosas de metal, no se deben de poner en el microwave y ellos quizás no sepan, o ustedes quizás no sepan exactamente cómo utilizarlo. Hay que darle chance que aprendan esa parte. Cuando llega a hacer la cocina, es encantadora de ver hacer cosas en la cocina. Es muy divertido. Muchos de los muchachos han cogido las clases de Debbie de cocina y han aprendido de cosas de precaver en la cocina y cosas de maravilla que pueden hacer en la cocina, de cocinar. Hay que tomarlo con mucha precaución mientras que se están divirtiendo. Deben de tener mucho cuidado con todo lo que sea afilado, unas tijeras, un cuchillo afilado. Tienen que tener mucha precaución. Si ellos van a utilizar eso, por favor que tengan precaución y que lo utilicen bajo la supervisión de una persona. Si están en la cocina, por favor pónganse, si es posible, zapatos de tenis o algún tipo de zapato, o pisar una alfombra que no se ruede en el piso, porque muchas cosas se pueden caer al piso: agua, comida, grasa, aceites, cosas así, y se pueden resbalar. Tienen que tener mucha precaución con eso. Otra cosa de precaver es los gabinetes, las puertas y las gavetas de los gabinetes que estén abiertas, pueden tropezarse con eso y darse bien duro en la cabeza, rajarse la cabeza o algo, y tenemos que precaver eso también. También precaver que no cojan nada que pese mucho, que no puedan ellos cargarlo del refrigerador a los estantes, o de los estantes al refrigerador, o cualquier otra cosa que tratan de coger. También que tengan precaución tratando de llegar a un estante o un sitio, de buscar algo que esté muy alto o muy bajo y que se puedan marear, o puedan caerse, o puedan tumbar cosas. Así que pidan ayuda, por favor, pidan ayuda. No es necesario hacer esto uno solo. Con la ayuda que cojan pueden hacerlo. También es muy importante que se den cuenta dónde está el extinguidor de fuego en la cocina, para que si hay algún peligro de algún fuego pequeño se pueda apagar inmediatamente. Si ven un fuego, inmediatamente los individuos deben de salir de la cocina y dejar que la familia, el group home, personas que sepan de andar con el extinguidor, lo utilicen correctamente para evitar que se ponga peor la cosa. Y deben de tener mucho cuidado, como les dije, de no marearse, o no estar ahí con ese fuego o humo, lo que sea, salir todo de la cocina, y si está asistido, salir afuera, a esperar al rescate o a esperar a los bomberos. Esperamos que no llegue a eso, porque como les digo, la cocina es un lugar muy divertido, pueden aprender muchísimo, pero puede también ser peligroso si no está hecho correctamente. También debe tener cuidado al botar la basura, si que hacen ese trabajo, porque algunas veces la basura, la bolsa, pesa mucho y se puede desfondar, se puede abrir abajo y romper y pueden caerse todo. Si la pueden llevar sin problema ninguno, aguantándola bien, entonces es preferible que sea menos cosa o menos peso que pueden tener ellos. Ahora voy a hablar de lo que es las cosas de peligro que pueden haber en la sala o Florida Room. Lo voy a hablar en inglés primero y volvemos otra vez en español. All right, I'm going to talk about now the safety precautions to take in the living room or Florida room in your home. There are many things that are fun. You can watch videos, you can watch TV, you can do video games, you can do read, have a group and talk in a group in a family setting. However, there are some things that are there that can be hazardous if not done correctly. Make sure that you do not run inside your home. If you run, you can get hurt. You can hit a wall, you can hit somebody else. And if you do, when you're walking, make sure you're walking and looking forward, so you know what's coming towards you. If it's not a wall, it's not another person that you may bump into, and just to avoid an incident like that. Be careful going up and down a step. Sometimes in houses, from the living room to the dining room, from the living room to the Florida room, there's a step going down or a step going up. Make sure that you hold on to a railing or hold on to another person before you go and take that step. You don't want to fall. You have to make sure that you know where your step is. If you do it slow, there's no worries, nothing to be scared of. When you're eating your food, please cut your food in small bites, in small pieces. If you don't know how to do it, you need help, always the staff or your family members can assist you with that. It is very important that you do not take a big bite, especially not meat or something that's a little tough like that, or bread, because you could choke. Remember, I've always said this, you guys have a big mouth but a small throat. So I don't want you choking on anything. Please take a small bite. Nobody's going to take the food away from you. You can take as long as you want eating. So take your time, enjoy your food, but in small pieces, that way you prevent a lot of problems. Be very careful with the foods when you get served. It could be very hot. You don't want to get burned. If you see smoke coming out of the food, you know it's hot. So you can blow on it and it'll cool off a little bit, and that way you're able to eat it. Or you can wait a few minutes if you want to do that. But make sure you don't get hot, especially if it's like a liquid like soup or a tea, anything like that may be hot. Be very, very careful with that. Okay, I'm going to talk about now things about the bedroom and another miscellaneous ideas of how to prevent incidences or injuries. I'm going to go Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go first now in Spanish with living room and Florida room, and then we'll go into the bedroom. Vamos a hablarle ahora de las precauciones que deben de tomar en lo que es la sala o la habitación de Florida que le dicen, donde uno se relaja, hay mucho sofá, un televisor, cosas así. Tiene que tener mucha precaución de todos de no correr en la casa. El correr siempre hay problemas que se pueden dar con la pared, se pueden dar con un mueble, con otra persona que no se dé cuenta que está viniendo en ese momento. Que caminen despacio y miren hacia adelante para que no se tropiecen con nadie o con una pared o una puerta, cualquier otra cosa, o que no vayan a caer porque hay algo en el piso que no hayan visto ahí. Si es posible, que van a salir de un cuarto a otro, de una habitación a otra, si es de una sala a un Florida Room y hay un paso hacia abajo o un paso hacia arriba, que tengan mucha precaución, que se aguanten de una barrenda o que se aguanten de una persona o de la pared para que puedan bajar o subir a ese paso sin tenerse que caer. Tratar de evitar cualquier desconectación de electricidad. No desconectar nada, puede haber electricidad que le pueden coger a la persona si tiene las manos húmedas o mojadas o inapropiadamente sacar el cable de la electricidad. Tener mucha precaución con eso. Al comer, que tengan mucha precaución también con picar la comida con pedazos muy grandes, tienen que ser pedazos pequeños, sea pan, sea un bistec, una carne, un pollo, cualquier cosa que van a comer que sea poco, que sea una cantidad que ellos puedan manipular en la boca perfectamente sin tener que ahogarse. Yo siempre le digo a los muchachos aquí que tienen una boca grande pero una garganta pequeña. Quiere decir que pueden tener bastante comida en la boca pero no necesariamente lo pueden tragar todo sin ahogarse, que tienen que tener mucha precaución. Nadie le va a llevar la comida, nadie le va a decir que se apure, todo es despacio, que tomen su tiempo y que disfruten la comida. Que también tengan mucha precaución con las comidas cuando están muy calientes. Si ellos ven humo saliendo de la comida o de un té que sale de hecho, que esperen un ratico, que esperen un momento a que se enfríe un poco o que soplen para que se vaya quitando el calor y lo puedan comer agradablemente y sin problemas ni precauciones. Ok, yo ahora voy a hablar un poco de la habitación de cuarto, medicinas y otras cosas misceláneas, y lo voy a decir en inglés y regreso en español. Ok. All right, I'm back now with the English. I'm going to talk a little bit about safety issues in the bedroom, medicines, and miscellaneous. I know that a lot of you have in your bedroom a nightlight, and that's excellent because you can see if you have to get up in the middle of the night to go to use the restroom or go get a glass of water or something like that. You have some light to see, and you're able to go and avoid furniture or shoes that might be on the floor. Know where the door's at and things like that. So that's very important that you have a night light. If you don't have one now, please ask a family member or a group home coordinator to get you one, or let us know and we will furnish you one here. Make sure that when you sleep, you're sleeping in the middle of the bed. There's a reason for that. If you're sleeping in the middle of the bed, it's less chances of you falling off the bed, or when you turn, hitting a furniture and hurting your head or hurting your face. There might be a night table close by, and if you're too close to it when you turn, we don't realize it and we may get hurt. Some individuals have fallen off the bed, some have gotten hurt in their heads because of the furniture being too close. So if you lay in the middle of the bed, it's easier and it's more comfortable. You have room on both sides and you won't get hurt that way. Medications. It is very, very important that you do not get the medication for yourself. Have someone dispense or give you your medication. If it's a parent, if it's a sibling, if it's a group home coordinator, whoever it may be, ask them to give you your medication that has your name on it and that you recognize. Do not take medication from anyone else. It may not affect you the same way, and that can be very dangerous. Okay, and a couple of things of miscellaneous. If you want to go outside and get fresh air, want to sit outside, want to play ball, basketball, anything like that, or just want to be with, talk to somebody outside, let the staff know, let the family members know, let your families know, your parents, your sister, your brother, whoever you're staying with, let them know, listen, I'm going to go outside to get some fresh air in the backyard or in the front yard, wherever it may be. That way they know that you're there, they can keep an eye on you, and you feel safer. Even though it is your home, you may not feel right being outside, it may get too hot and you didn't bring water, things like that. So just be very careful, let them know where you're at. And like I said, now make sure that you do have water, so that way you're cool down and you won't have any issues with feeling uncomfortable while you're sitting outside getting some fresh air. Be careful going outside where it has either a track on the floor from sliding the glass door or a step going down. You may trip, so you need to be very careful. Hold on to bars if there are, or hold on to the door, or have someone assist you to step down onto the outside. That way you have easier ways to get there without getting hurt. Make sure to go over the individuals with wheelchairs. Make sure that you avoid individuals that are not in the wheelchair going over their feet. You don't have to race with a wheelchair. You can go slow. You'll get there the same. Let them know that you're behind them, or let them know that you're coming by using your voice, using your big voice, and let them know, excuse me, or making a noise of some kind so that they know that you're there and you're trying to get through. Everything else applies to you as well. Just make sure that you do have assistance, especially getting in the bathroom if you have to, or the shower. Have somebody assist you there. Don't try to do it yourself, especially try to do the hot water or anything like that, because you can get hurt. It's not nice to get burned like that. It's very, very easy. So you need to be very careful with that. All right, and I'm going to talk now in Spanish and give the information of the bedroom miscellaneous and medicine. Vamos a hablar ahora de lo que es las precauciones de tomar en la habitación de dormitorio. Muchos de ustedes ya tienen una lamparita o una lucecita que les alumbra durante la noche. Eso es muy importante de tenerlo, porque le indica o lo deja ver en la madrugada si tiene que levantarse a ir al baño, a tomarse un vasito de agua, cualquier cosa así. Tiene por lo menos la lamparita para poder ver que están evitando algún mueble, algunos zapatos que estén en el piso, algo que se haya caído. Pueden verlo sin tener que tropezarse con eso y caerse. Así que es muy importante tener esa lucecita. Si no la tienen, la pueden pedir a los familiares o a las personas del Group Home que se las busquen o las compren. Es muy importante que los muchachos que están oyendo duerman en la cama, en el centro de la cama. No mucho para la derecha ni mucho para la izquierda. Eso es una precaución para que eviten, cuando se viran de un lado o del otro, de darse un golpe con una mesa de noche o de caerse de la cama. Ha pasado mucho que se han caído de la cama, se han dado con el pico de la mesa de noche y se ha tenido que ir al médico, al hospital, a chequearse por eso. Así que mejor evitarlo y dormir en el centro de la cama. Las medicinas deben de ser dispensadas por los familiares, la familia, el Group Home, coordinador, no los muchachos que cojan la medicina por ellos mismos, no que cojan las medicinas de otras personas porque cada uno no entiende los nombres. Por favor, pídanle a las personas con que usted vive que le den las medicinas que les es necesario. No coger la medicina sin saber exactamente qué está tomando. También, si desean ir afuera y coger un poco de aire, refrescarse, ver el día cómo está, oír los pajaritos, pueden hacerlo con precaución también. La primera precaución es salir de la puerta. Puede ser que sea un raíl en el piso de una puerta de correderas, puede ser que sea un paso hacia abajo que tengan que coger y tienen que hacerlo bien precavido, sin caerse, aguantarse de alguien, aguantarse de una cosa para que no se caiga. Y lo último es de las personas que están en silla de ruedas, que tengan precauciones también. Traten de no ir muy rápido, de anunciarse que están detrás de la persona que no está en silla de ruedas, y tomar las mismas precauciones en el baño, que tengan asistencia para hacerlo todo, para que no se caigan ni se den un daño ninguno. Espero que les haya interesado y asistido la información de mantenerse saludable y con precauciones en la casa. Si tienen alguna pregunta me pueden llamar aquí al WOW. Estoy aquí los martes y los jueves. y les puedo explicar, podemos hablar, podemos FaceTime, lo que deseen, y con mucho gusto yo les explicaré todo y las ayudaré. Estoy aquí para ustedes con mucho gusto, con mucho amor. Los quiero, los extraño muchísimo y espero vernos bien pronto. If anybody needs more information on this, please call me at the while, Tuesdays or Thursdays. You have my number. I'll be happy to go over this, FaceTime with you, talk to you, explain everything. I miss everyone. I love you all. I can't wait to be around you and be back together here at WOW. Stay healthy, stay safe, wash your hands, drink water, stay healthy at home, help your families. Don't stay sleeping all day. Get up and do things. I love you. Bye.
Guys, Miss Caro here with another virtual art lesson for you guys. Happy Thursday. We're gonna continue with our theme of healthcare heroes. We're gonna go a little bit in depth because we do want to celebrate everybody in our community that has been helping out during this pandemic. Okay, before we continue though, we're gonna go ahead and get our stretching on and then we'll go into our activity. All right, so let's stretch to our left, stretch to our right, stretch up and down, up and down. One more big one, up and down. Give yourself a big hug, squeeze. Take a deep breath in and relax. Way to go, guys. So remember, it is Thursday, which means it is our craft day. So we're going to make a special card craft to thank our healthcare heroes and everybody else in our community who has been super helpful and putting their lives on their line for us during this pandemic. So stay tuned. Guys, up next I'm going to play a short clip for you guys so you guys can see what our community is, who our community helpers are, and what they do. Enjoy.
Helpers in My Community by Bobby Kalman. What is a community? A community is a place where many people live and work together. Community helpers are people who make communities cleaner, safer, and better. Who are the helpers in your community? Some community helpers are builders, doctors, teachers, and librarians. All these people help you. Buildings and roads. Communities need buildings where people can live or work. Builders build houses, offices, schools, and stores. They also build roads and bridges. Builders use these machines to do their work. Bulldozer, digger, crane, cement mixer. Electricity and water. People in a community need electricity. Lights, computers, television sets, and many other things cannot work without it. Electricians are people who make sure that communities have the electricity they need. People need clean water in their homes. They drink water and use it to have baths and to wash their clothes. Plumbers are community helpers who put in the pipes that carry the water to our homes. Teachers and librarians. Teachers make learning fun and exciting. They teach us how to read and write. They teach us math, science, and social studies. Librarians help us find the books we need. Some librarians work in schools. Some librarians work in community libraries. Other school helpers. Some children walk to school. Crossing guards make sure the children cross the roads safely. School bus drivers drive some children from home to school. School nurses take care of children who are sick at school. Principals make sure that everyone follows the school rules. Caretakers clean schools and fix things. Who are your school helpers? Medical helpers. Medical helpers are doctors, nurses, and other people who keep us healthy. Some medical helpers work in offices. Others work in hospitals. Dentists are doctors who care for our teeth. They check our teeth and fix them. They teach us how to have healthy mouths. Emergency helpers. Emergencies are dangerous things that happen suddenly. Emergency workers help find people and take them away from danger. Paramedics bring sick or hurt people to hospitals. They take them to hospitals quickly in ambulances. They care for the people until they arrive at a hospital. Firefighters. Firefighters fight fires in buildings. They also fight forest fires. They rescue people and animals. They risk their lives to help others. Firefighters drive big trucks to fires. Police officers. Police officers protect people in their communities. They make sure that people do not break the law. They help people who are in trouble. Police officers talk to children about how to be safe in their communities. Kind helpers. Volunteers are kind people who help other people. They do not get paid for their work, but their jobs are very important. You can be a volunteer too. You can help the earth by planting trees or picking up trash. How else do you think you could help?
I hope you learned from that video and that you understand that everybody's roles in the community are super important, and why we have to value everyone and be grateful and thankful for all they do for us. Alright, so up next I'm going to play another short video on how we're going to go about celebrating them and honoring them. Alright, since it is a craft day, it is going to be a craft. We're going to be making a card to thank our healthcare heroes and our community helpers. So stay tuned, watch the video, and then after that we'll go ahead and dive into the activity and get our hands working.
Hey, are you looking for something to do while you're stuck in quarantine? While our heroes are busy making the world safe again, you can make a difference from your own home with a little bit of love. It gets pretty tiring to fight off a virus, whether they're a doctor, a nurse, or a patient. Sometimes a little kindness is all they need to get through their day. Let's try it! Let's start with 2 pieces of paper of the same size. I like to use different colors of construction paper. Let's fold both of them in half. Use your fingernails to make the creases really sharp. You can decide which card would be the inside and which would be the cover. I think I want the blue card to be the inside of my card and the yellow card to be the outside. Like that. Set the cover aside for now. On the inside of the card, we're going to make 2 cuts along the folded edge here and here. Now these cuts can be any distance apart, but make sure not to cut more than 1/3 of the way across the card. There. Now you've got yourself a little flap. Next thing to do is to fold the flap in and make a crease. Use your fingernails to make the crease really sharp. When you've got that, turn it over and then crease it again on the other side. Now you can pop the flap out. Open the card and using your finger, you can push it inward like this until it stands up. Close the card and give it a few tries to see if it works. There we go. Now, we need a picture to attach to the pop-up. I'll draw my picture on another piece of construction paper. I want mine to be a get well soon card for a corona patient, and to give them a little happiness, I'm going to draw a happy little sun. If you don't want to draw, you can also use cutout magazines, photographs, or cutout shapes for your pop-up. Just make sure your picture is shorter than 2/3 of the width of the card. Next, cut out your artwork. Now, dab a little glue onto the front of the pop-up, right there. Make sure not to put any glue on the sides. Now I'm gonna stick the picture. Now it's time to decorate it. You can use any craft materials you like. I think I'm going to do mine with markers and glitter pens. Don't forget to decorate the cover as well. When you're done, we need to glue the cover to the inside. Simply spread a bit of glue on the front of the inside card and sandwich it into the cover. Make sure it's right side up. Press it flat. Then turn it over and glue the other side down. And there you have it, a thoughtful pop-up greeting card. And you can make any design you like. Here's a card for corona doctors and nurses. It has 2 different size pop-ups to make layers. See how there's a big one and a small one over there? Here's another card where the cover is made of old wrapping paper, and on the inside, I've used some magazine clippings for decoration. This is for our garbage collectors. Remember, there are heroes too for keeping our neighborhoods clean and safe. How about this card for our heroes at the grocery stores? In this card, the picture is glued to the top of the pop-up, and it gives a different effect as well. Why not make a couple of these thoughtful pop-up cards for our frontliners and corona patients? You can ask help from your parents to drop these off at your local hospital on your next grocery run. Or you can take a picture of it and send it to your hospital's email address. Remember, you can make a difference even from home with small acts of kindness. Thoughtful pop-up cards. Let's make kindness go viral. Thank you to the 5,000 people who are suddenly following me on Facebook. If you'd like your artwork to be featured on the page, send a picture of it to this address or post it in the comments. Remember to hit like and subscribe for more Pumababel crafts. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay home.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed that little tutorial about how we're going to create our greeting card, our thank you cards for our healthcare heroes and community helpers. Okay, so now that we saw the process, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what materials you're gonna need to create these cards. All right, we're gonna need some construction paper, colored paper, Okay, that is to make our card. We're going to need a pair of scissors. We're gonna need a pencil to write in our cards, or a marker, whatever you want to write inside with. You're gonna need some glue to put everything together, and some markers, color pencils, crayons, paint, whatever you have on hand at home. All right, I'm gonna be using color pencils for mine, and you're also going to need a, and this is optional again, I'm gonna send a printout, or you should have a printout. Your family member should have it in their email, and it's gonna have different clip art of different community helpers that you guys can cut out, color to add to your card, or you can draw your own. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and use the clip art so I can color it, cut it out, and paste it onto my card. Okay, so now that we have our materials out of the way, let's go ahead and take a minute to go ahead and gather them, and then we'll meet right back here. Alright guys, I am back. Here is my printout of my community helpers. I have a police officer, a vet, a nurse, and a mailman. Okay, so I'm going to be making 2 cards today. I'm going to go ahead and make one for a nurse, and I'm going to make one for a mail carrier. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and color these in before I add them to my card. So we'll go ahead and select the ones that you would like to thank, or you can draw your own, and then we'll meet right back here so we can start assembling our card. Welcome back. I am finished coloring in my healthcare hero and community helper for my card. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside so we can get started on the actual card. Alright, so for my community helper, my mail carrier, I selected a blue for his card, and for my healthcare worker, I selected a red construction paper sheet for the nurse. Alright, before we get started on folding these cards, we're going to go ahead and grab a white sheet of paper. That's going to serve as the inside of the card so we can write on it, and also as the little pop-up for the inside of the card. So as you guys saw in the last video, to create that little pop-up effect, we're going to have to grab a sheet of paper. We're going to fold it in half, and we're going to create 2 little slits. Then when you open it, it's going to create like a little pop-up. Okay, so I'm going to place my mail carrier a little bit off to the side because I want to create another little pocket here so I can put his vehicle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a little slit here, another one here, and then off to the side I'm going to put a bigger slot for his vehicle. So the way this works is when I attach it to my card, which I'm gonna fold now. Remember, I'm using blue. I'm gonna fold it in half so I can show you. Okay, again, this is gonna be my card. I'm gonna attach my white sheet of paper to the inside. I'm gonna glue it on. All right, but before I glue it on, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it and pop this out in the opposite direction so that when I open my card, you can see it, it's gonna pop up. So when I glue my mail carrier here and his vehicle, you're gonna be able to see it pop up. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my glue and glue on my white sheet of paper. Remember, do not add glue to the slits that you just cut out, just add it to the rest of it. Okay, I'm gonna use my glue stick. Again, you guys know I prefer this because it is less messy and it won't get your paper all wet and sticky. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some glue to the majority of my white paper, with the exception of the slits that we just cut out. Again, we don't want to stick them on because then they won't pop out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and center it with my blue construction paper that I selected for the mail carrier. So here you have it. Your card is going to fold in the middle like this. Okay. Then when I open it up, you'll be able to see it pop up. So you can see it better in this angle and it'll pop up. All right, so go ahead, take the next minute to do that, and then we'll be right back here to cut out our community helper and our healthcare hero to add on to our card. Guys, it is time to add my healthcare hero or community hero to my card. So I've gone ahead and cut out my mail carrier and his vehicle to add to my card. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. Remember, I made 2 slits, 1 for each. So on the smaller one, I'm gonna go ahead and glue on my mail carrier. Okay, remember to line it up with the bottom. You don't want to put it here because when you fold it, it's gonna bend in half. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some glue onto my mail carrier and then add it to that little pop-up slit that we made, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for his vehicle. Okay, so here's the vehicle. I'm gonna add some glue and then attach it to the little pop-up slit. Okay, so right now this is what it looks like. All right, and we're gonna add some little details and finishing touches to this. Okay, so on the outside of the card, I'm gonna go ahead and draw a little triangle to make it look like an envelope because he does deliver our mail, which is very important. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab other paper to use as a guide. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my line, one diagonal one this way, and another one from the other corner, and I'll show it to you as soon as I'm done. All right, so now kind of looks like an envelope, right? All right, and over here, I'm gonna add something that looks like a stamp. All right, so I've cut out a little rectangle, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of cut the edges to make it look like a stamp. So I'm gonna do the same motion all around. Okay, so you can see it here. I'm gonna do it all the way around so it looks like a stamp. Okay, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. Okay, a few more this side. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did here on all 4 sides. Okay, we're gonna cut this one out. Come back around this way. Again, one here. Okay. So right now this is what I have. Let me see it. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna cut again here. Again here. And one more here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, so it looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on and attach it to the corner, just like this, like a stamp. Alright, I'm gonna grab a piece of white that I had left over from my other cutout, and I'm gonna place it in the middle of the green that we just cut out, and then I'll show you why. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue it onto the middle, just like that. So now it looks like a stamp, and on the stamp I'm going to go ahead and draw the WOW logo so that they know that the WOW Center loves the community helpers and we're always thinking of them. Okay, so here's our WOW logo, and I'm going to write thank you on the outside. Alright, so I'm going to put okay, so this is going to be the outside of my card that says thank you, and the inside is going to have our mail carrier and his vehicle. Alright, and inside you're free to write a message. I'm going to thank them for all they do, and I'm going to let them know that they are WOW. Alright, so I'm going to write in the center, and then I'll show you guys. Alright, so on the inside I wrote you are WOW, and down here I'm going to write a personalized message to my mail carrier so that he knows that we honor his time and that we are grateful and thankful that he is out there putting his life on the line and delivering our very important mail and packages. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for a nurse. I actually have a couple nurses in my family, so I'm going to go ahead and make a few of those for them. I hope that you guys had fun with this activity and that you are able to honor and thank one of our healthcare heroes who are fighting daily during this pandemic to bring some sort of normalcy to our lives and to make everything continue to run smoothly, even though times are a little bit difficult now. Alright, so once you are done, I hope that you guys take some photos, send some videos, tag us on social media, and even better if you guys deliver these to a healthcare hero or a community helper. If you decide to make one for your mail carrier, you can do it contactless and just leave it in your mailbox, and I'm sure that this will bring a smile to their face. And if you have a chance or you have someone in your family that is a healthcare hero, you can make one for them and deliver to them personally or whenever you see them. So yeah, it's up to you. Just make sure that you get it done and you show them how much you appreciate them. All right, so take the next 10 minutes to make as many cards as you like and to work on the activities that go along with this lesson. So I'll see you next time, and I wish you well.
everybody. Welcome to music. Let's get up and dance. Come on. Hello, it's music time. Hello, it's music time. Hello, it's music time, and we're gonna have some fun. Hello, it's music time. Hello, it's music time. Hello, it's music time, and we're gonna have some fun. Dance around, it's music time. Dance around, it's music time. Dance around, it's music time, and we're gonna have some fun. Come on, everybody, join me. Let's go. Stomp your feet, it's music time. Stomp your feet, it's music time. Stomp your feet, it's music time, and we're gonna have some fun. Clap your hands, it's music time. Clap your hands, it's music time. Clap your hands, it's music time, and we're gonna have some fun. All right. So today we're talking a little bit about mental health and how it's important to have good mental health and take care of yourself and learn how to relax. So one of the ways we can relax is through music, and we've done that in the room before. Today, I'm very happy to introduce our special guest. Her name is Christine. All right, so some of you are going to recognize her because she has actually completed her practicum for music therapy. So she was one of our students in the music therapy room not too many semesters ago. She now has her own company, guys, and she is bringing lots of joy and relaxation to the South Florida community. So I want everybody to put your hands together for Christine Smith. She's going to come and tell us a little bit about herself and do some relaxation with us with a very beautiful instrument. And I hope that you enjoy it. See you soon.
Hi everybody, my name is Christine Smith. I'm a music therapist and a flute player, and I am so happy to be here talking to you all today. So today I'm going to be talking to you about using music to support your own wellness. This is something that's really important to me as a music therapist and also as a musician, because making music and listening to music have both been so important to me and my well-being, my happiness, my creative expression. And so those are all things that I try to foster through my music therapy sessions and to also bring to the general Miami community as much as possible. I like to partner with different wellness facilities and yoga studios throughout Miami, offering music meditation sessions and a variety of other really awesome things. And through these sessions, I focus on using music to promote relaxation. So something that's really important to think about there is, what kind of music do you find relaxing? Oftentimes having music that doesn't have a lot going on, something that's pretty simple, is what you want to stick with, and something that doesn't have any words. So just instruments playing or just people singing without any words, because then your brain can just focus in on the music and the sound without having to think about the meaning. And you want music that's slower. And again, this is because music can motivate you, it can inspire you to get up and dance and move and have a great time. So you want the music to support actually calming you down in this instance, because those are all great things to do, right? Getting up and dancing, it's fun. But when you're trying to relax, you want something that's slower, that drops your heart rate and helps you be in that calmer frame of mind. And I lead my sessions with a variety of different instruments, but primarily my flutes. So today I'm going to do a relaxation with you guys, and I'm going to be playing my flutes. But before we get started, I want to show you the instruments that I'm using. So this is just your general classical flute. It's a really nice flute called Muramatsu. It's from Japan. And this is my favorite flute that I have. So I'll play this for you real fast. You might have recognized that song. It's from a popular movie. But this is a really beautiful flute. And like I said, it is my favorite. And the other flute that I really love to use is called an alto flute. So it looks a lot like the other one that you just saw, but much bigger. So this is my normal flute, and this is my alto flute. So it has a really deep sound, deeper and darker and lower. And so it gives you a nice supportive feeling, that nice bass. And this flute is a dizao. It's a Chinese instrument. The brand is Chinese. So you see it has a much lower sound. And that was the exact same thing that I played on the first flute, just played here on my alto flute. And then when I'm leading these sessions, I have a couple of other really essential pieces of equipment that I use. So I have my microphone right here that I'm gonna have turned on and playing into. And my microphone loops into something that is very important. I'm going to show you this last piece of equipment here. So this is right here, a looping pedal. So if I push this button, it'll let me have some chords and some harmony playing. And if I push this button, it's going to let me record what I'm playing. So when I'm playing, it's going to sound like there are multiple flutes playing, but there's only one of me. There's only one instrument playing. It's just I have this neat little gadget that lets me record myself and then keep playing over top of it. And so I really love this thing. And it also adds some special effects that really support that relaxing quality for the music. So without further ado, we're going to get started. I'm going to make some music and we're going to do some relaxing. So go ahead and find a comfortable place to be. You want to be someplace that's going to be quiet and someplace where you can get really comfortable and relaxed. And go ahead and start to settle in wherever you're sitting with your feet flat on the ground. And you can rest your hands in your lap. And go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. So keep taking these nice deep breaths. Notice how the air feels as it comes in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when the music starts, I want you to stay with your breath, just thinking about what it feels like to breathe. Thinking about what the air feels like flowing in and out of your body. And if you have other thoughts come up, that's okay. You can simply acknowledge them and then refocus your attention on the music and on your breath. music has ended, go ahead and take a deep breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Know that whenever you're feeling stressed out or overwhelmed, you can always bring your attention to your breath. Slowing your breathing will help you calm down your mind and your body. It will help you feel more relaxed. I hope you all enjoyed this meditation video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about why music's relaxing and about how I create music relaxations. And I hope that you all have a really good day.
Did you guys enjoy that? Do you feel refreshed and relaxed and rejuvenated? She's so good at what she does, and I just enjoy her so much, and I'm so blessed and honored that she came into our virtual classroom and helped us relax today. So if you would like to talk to her, she is going to visit Zoom, so make sure you guys get on the Zoom chat. You can say hi to her, you could tell her you enjoyed it, or you could ask her any questions about her company or her flute. All right, for now we're going to say goodbye, but I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye, group 1. Goodbye, group 1. Goodbye, group 1. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye, group 2. Goodbye, group 2. Goodbye, group 2. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye, group 3. Goodbye, group 3. Goodbye, group 3. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye, group 4. Goodbye, group 4. Goodbye, group 4. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye, group 5. Goodbye, group 5. Goodbye, group 5. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye, Silver. Goodbye, Silver. Goodbye to Silver. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see each other soon. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see each other soon. Until the next time, guys, I wish you well.
Hi guys, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what it's going to look like for you if you were on a Dell computer. So if you were on a Dell laptop, it would look a little different from this. This is a MacBook, so it's an Apple product, just like the iPhones. And if you were on a Dell, on this side of the screen, you would have a search bar that where you can type in Microsoft Word and it'll take you to what we're going to do today. But for now, since we're using my laptop, it looks a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Microsoft Word. So I'm going to go down here to where it says Microsoft Word. I'm going to double click. I was testing some of it out there. So Microsoft Word will generally look the same for you guys, even if it's an older version or a newer version, or whatever whatever kind of computer you have. And here I want to just show you guys some basic steps and basic things that you can do when you are using Zoom and when you are using Microsoft. So here we can see all of our different fonts. Some of them I downloaded, so they're different, and some of them every Microsoft system will have it. And let's pick a cool one. Actually, let me see if I have the WOW font. Do I have that here? Here it is. WOW font. This is the WOW font that I downloaded. This is what the WOW Center. This is the font that we use to write the WOW Center. And look what happens if I change the font to something different. So as you guys can see here, the font changes a lot depending on the name. The WOW Center, let's try this one. The WOW Center. The WOW Center. So these are all different kinds of fonts that you guys can use too. But how do we get there? So when we start a document, we first want to decide our font, the size of our font, and the color of our font. Usually when you're doing a resume, you're not going to use, let's see, curly handwriting like this. It's not very professional. So the best bet is for you to use either Calibri, or you can also use Times New Roman or Times. This is the same thing, Times. So you can use Times. Oh, and you can also use Arial. That's Times. And this one is Calibri. These fonts are all pretty generic. They're good options if you don't know what to use. My favorite is Times New Roman. It's this one. This is the one that you normally see when you read a book. So I really like this one. So when we're making a resume, we also want to make sure our font is not too big. So we can change the size of the font here. This is way too big. And honestly, so is this. This is still too big. So usually you'll use size 12 font. It's not too big, but it's also not too small. Let's see. If we want to make it bold, right here, the B, the dark B, and it says bold right there, that is for making it bold. You see that change? Bold. But what if I want it to be italicized? Italicized basically means that your font goes sideways. So I'm going to click the sideways I for italic. You see how it changes? A basic thing that we need to keep in mind, if you want something to change, you need to highlight it. If I don't highlight it, nothing will happen. But if I want to start writing in italic, All I have to do is click it once, and you see how you see how this changed? And now instead of being a straight line, it's a sideways line. Now everything I write is italicized. Alrighty. And the last thing we have here is underline. If we want to underline, we're going to press that button right up here. What if I want all three at the same time? Keep it highlighted, and we can use all three. And I'm going to make my font bigger right now so you guys can see it. Melissa Barbieri. There you go. Alrighty, I'm going to deselect all of those and make my font back to size 12. Wow, center. Alrighty, so now I want this to be in the center because it's the title. So I want the title to be right in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here. This moves whatever is written to the center of the page. You can also move it all the way to the left, to the right, or all the way to the left. But for a title, you usually put the title right in the center. And let's say I want to make a bullet list. Usually a bullet list is something you'll use, especially on a resume, because you're going to list out all the things that you've done and all your skills. So we're going to go ahead and click this button right here. This is a bullet. So we're going to say, let's say you worked at Los Ranchos. You worked at Los Ranchos. We're going to change the font back to Times New Roman. For some reason, it changed to a different font. So we want to make sure it always looks the same. Let's say you also worked at Pollo Tropical. Okay? If you click Enter or Tab, it moves in. So you worked at Pollo Tropical from January 2020 to March 2020. Okay? Those are just some examples. What if we want to make a list of numbers? Right next to the bullet points where I'm putting my mouse right here, there's a list for numbers. So if you click right there, you have number 1. So number 1 is, wow, workforce rocks. Number 2 is, let's see, I am working on my resume. Number 3, I want to find a job. Okay, so those are just some things the list can go on forever. Let's see. You see? It can go on forever. Alrighty, so that's our lists. Let's say you want to change the color. So it's okay for on your resume to have a little bit of color. Not too much. But here, let's say we want to make your name. Let's say you want to make your name a different color. So since we're talking about the Wow Center, maybe I'll make it green. Okay? That is something you can do. You can also make it blue. Usually darker colors are better because they're easier to see. If you want more colors than just this, so this is where you change the color. You click right here. If you want more colors, because these are not enough, you can click more color right here, and it takes you to a color wheel. So this is cool because it's all the colors in the world, literally. Any color you could ever imagine is here. You see how when I move this, it changes? So let's say I want to use a dark green because I want it to be visible. So I'm going to click right here. That green is still not dark enough. So I'm going to add a little bit of black to it by going like that. You see how that makes it neon and that makes it black? If I change it like this, changes the color. That's dark enough for me. So right now I have a darker version of my name. And let's say I want to put here that I work at the Wow Center. But before that, I have one more thing to show you guys. I'm going to type something out here. If you want to highlight something, which is also very useful, you're going to select all of the words that you want to highlight, and you're going to press this right here. It looks like a highlighter, and it's going to highlight it. I like using yellow, but there's a bunch of other colors you can use to highlight. You can use green, like wow. You can use this aqua. You can use this hot pink. There's blue. You can barely see the font there. If you want to use blue, you need to change your font to white, so now you can see it. You can also use red. That's a dark red. We have bright red, and etc. So there's a lot of different colors that you could use here. And if you don't want to highlight it anymore, all you have to do is select it and click no color, and then that's all done. Okay, so we learned how to use some basic things here on Word, but you guys need to use it to make resumes. So let's see. We're going to open up a new document of Word. So I'm going to close this one. I don't want to save it. We're going to go back and open Microsoft Word. Here is going to show us templates. Templates are settings that Microsoft Word has pre-made so that it's easier for you to make resumes or whatever else you want to use. So let's say I want to make a resume and I want Microsoft to give me one of their templates. I'm just going to go ahead and write resume right here. Templates. It's going to load just a second. And here we go. It's going to give us all the resumes that Microsoft has on their website or on this pre-made. So it makes it a lot easier for you guys. I use this too. It makes it so much faster, and I think they're really cool. So there's all sorts of resumes you can use here. There's more modern ones. I like to avoid the ones with pictures. I know the one that we're using for you guys at the Wow Center is this one. I like this one because it pops out. You can use your initials here. Oh wow, it already added my name too. That's pretty cool. Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead here and we're gonna change the initials. So these are my initials, right? These are my initials, and here is the objective. So for you guys, when we've been working on your resumes, we've been adding some goals that you have. So if your goal is to, so here you can write that your objective is to find employment that is fulfilling and etc. So you guys can go ahead and fill that out, whatever you think is whatever you think is your objective. So why do you want a job? Because that's what they're asking you here. And so here is some skills. What are some things that you're especially good at, it says? What sets you apart? Use your own language. So you don't have to Google hard ways of saying things. You be creative and talk about your own skills. So this spot here is really a really good spot to use our bullet points. So we're going to select bullet point. We're going to write, let's say, I'm bilingual. And many of you guys are too. So bilingual, English and Spanish. What else are you guys good at? This is something where you would write your skills. Now you can say that you are trained in Microsoft Office. So if you know how to use some Microsoft Office, you can write that there. And so on and so forth. So this little spot here, guys, is for things that you're good at. Maybe you can write that you're friendly. Or that you're organized, etc. Here is where you write your experience. It says job title. So what was your job? For you guys, I'm a job coach. Where do you work? I work at the WOW Center. And when did you start working? Well, I started working at the WOW Center. It was May 2017 to present, because I still work here. So present means that it's currently where I work. Alrighty, so it says summarize your key responsibilities, leadership, and most stellar accomplishments. Don't list everything, keep it relevant, and include data that shows the impact you made. So here's where you would write some things that you do at your job. You can't write everything because you'll run out of space. You need to try to keep it within one page. So you can't write everything. It should be a small paragraph like this. You can write things that you did, things that you were in charge of, things that you cleaned. So if you work at, I know at Pollo, you guys were going to start putting the sauces in the containers, keeping the kitchen clean, keeping the customers happy and with their drinks filled. So those are some things that you guys did. If you work at Baptist, I know that a few of you guys work at the cafe. So if you work at the cafe, you can write about how you restock the juices, you restock the sodas, you clean the tables, you restock the silverware. All of that is something that you can write here. You don't have to write all of it. Again, it shouldn't be too long. But yeah, that's where you would write it. If you've had more than one job, you would go ahead and write it on the second one right here. The next section says education. So education is where you went to school. If you guys went to high school, then you would write that you got a high school diploma. Got your high school diploma. When did you graduate? Well, I graduated in 2015. And what school did you go to? I went to Felix Varela Senior High School. That's what you would write. In this little section right here, you can write maybe you were part of a club, or maybe you were in swim team. Maybe you got an award, you were part of the honor roll. Here you would write all the information, basic information about your high school experience or wherever you went to school. Some of you guys went to learning centers, you can write that as well. And you can just talk about some of the things that you did. If you weren't part of any club, you can also talk about your favorite class. Maybe you were really good at your cooking class. So you can write here that you were really good in your cooking class, or maybe you were really good in your art class. Those are all things that you can write in here. And last but not least is our volunteer experience or leadership. So guys, you have all volunteered a ton. I know that Action Club does a lot of volunteer work. A lot of you guys have different activities that you do, maybe outside of the WOW Center too. Here is where you would write all of your volunteer work. Oops. All of your volunteer work. If you cleaned up trash at the beach, whatever it is that you did, make sure to write about this because jobs love that. They love to see someone who cares for their community and volunteers. Remember, volunteer work is no pay. So this is work that you did not get paid for. Finally, here, you would write some of your information. I don't recommend you write your Twitter information here. That's just something it comes with, but I don't suggest you use that. So we're going to erase that. You can use your phone. If you have a LinkedIn, then sure, we can go over that another time too, what a LinkedIn is. But here you would write your email. So mine is Melissa B at wowcentermiami.org. Your telephone, you would write your number. And your LinkedIn URL, which we'll go over another day, is just a website that's kind of like an online resume, which I think right now would be really great. So this is where you write all your information. When you're done with this footer right here, you select close header and footer. And there you go. So you kind of have a very basic resume here, but it's something to work on. And then when we go back to the Wow Center, we can clean it up. Alrighty guys, so I hope this was useful for you. I hope that you can use this to start working on a resume, and in a few weeks, well, in a couple days, we'll go over how to make a LinkedIn. I think that would be super helpful for you guys. So go ahead and take this time to practice making your own resume on Microsoft Word. Okay? Bye guys, have a nice day.
Welcome back to Life and Work Skills with Barbara. Let's see, earlier this week we did a class on folding. So we folded washcloths, hand towels, bath towels, and t-shirts. Well, today I have a special guest. He is an instructor from the Wow Center who likes to build things. And he has built, or he's going to show you how to build a little device that will help you to fold your t-shirts perfectly every time. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to introduce you, well, I'm not going to introduce you. It's a surprise. So here he is. You are now going to see how to fold a t-shirt perfectly every time. Okay? Bye.
Hello guys, and welcome to another edition of Project with Carlos. Today we're gonna build something really cool. It's something that you can use in your house, not only for you but for your family. And what is this that I have here? It's really simple. Well, as everybody, I have shirts and I have to fold them in order to, to put them away. But sometimes it's really hard and sometimes it's really boring. So I started thinking, how can I do the folding shirts more, more excited? Like, how can I enjoy it more and do it a little more easier? Well, I found this. This project is gonna make the simple action of folding shirts, well, more more cool. It's really easy. These are things that you can find in your house. I'm using this foam that I found. But you can use cardboard. Like, I'm pretty sure that you have boxes that, already empty and nobody's using it. Maybe you're planning to throw it away. So you can recycle. Remember that we've been talking about recycle all this time. So this is a way you can recycle, or in this case, it's reuse. You will reuse a box to do something else. And as I said, the materials that we need is the box. Also, you will need a pen or a pencil. You will need a ruler. I have it here. Where is it? It's right here. You need a ruler. And also, you will need some scissors. So because of this, please ask for help. Okay? Somebody in your house can help you because you have to cut. And you need tape, but this is for later. So, the first step is to get your pieces. You're gonna need 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'll leave here the measurements for you to know, so you can cut it yourself, or you can do it yourself. Okay, I'll put a picture right here of the measurements of each piece for you to do it with your cardboard. I'll be right back in a minute. Perfect, guys. Now that you have the measures for each piece, once you cut the pieces and you have them like this, it's time to put it together. So then is when we're gonna need the tape. Before that, you're gonna need your scissor, your ruler, and your pencil to mark the lines following the measures that I provide you, and well, for you to have the pieces. But once you have it like this, you're gonna need tape. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of tape, and we're gonna put these two together first. Try to leave a tiny gap in the middle. Like, don't put it completely together, but a little bit separated. and that way they can, they can fold. Just a little bit right now as a guide. We're gonna complete it later, but this is what we want right now. Now the one in the bottom, well, in the middle. Just a little bit in this way our piece is not gonna move whatsoever, so we can work better with it. And a little bit of tape for this one. Let me hold this here, and this one goes right here. Perfect. Now we complete it with a lot of tape. Completely. We don't need this piece. There you go. Perfect. One, it's complete. Now this one. Perfect. Second one is complete. Now we're missing this one. And you can try it, like fold it like this to make sure that it's working, properly. So once you have it like this, as you can see over there is like a little space, like a little gap here in between of each side. These two sides over here, you don't need to use tape, only on this one and this one right here, and these two over here. You lift them like that. In that way, as you can see, you can move, you can fold it. So let's try it out. Let's see what happens when we put a shirt on it. Okay, be right back. Okay, I have a shirt right here that I just got from the dryer, and it's ready to put away. But I need to fold it first. So let's use our shirt folder. So how you use it is this way. You take it like this. Okay, and you place it upside down on top of your shirt folder, like this. You see it? Perfect. It's upside down. Once it's there, you have to do very quick movements, okay, in order for you to use it. So it's right to left, bottom to top. That's the order. Right to left, bottom to top. So it's right, okay, like this, left, and then bottom to top. Bottom to top. And there you go. It's ready. It's simple as that. You want to see it again? I have another shirt right here. And let's fold it. Remember, upside down on top of your shirt folder, like this. Make sure that it's a little, like as straight as possible so you can avoid wrinkles. And then what was the order? It was right to left, bottom to top. So it's right, like this, left, like this, and then bottom to top. You take it and it's ready. You see, simple as that. As I said before, this is something that you can use for you and your family. Imagine that you have these and one day you volunteer. Don't worry, I'll fold the shirts today. That will be an amazing news for your family. Because it's easy. You go like this, and this, like that. Remember, right to left, bottom to top. That's the order. Perfect, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do it, please take pictures and send it to me so we can see it together. Okay? Until next time, bye!
Well, thank you, Carlos. That's amazing. The things you can do. I'm always impressed with what Carlos can build. So thank you for doing that, Carlos. And I know you had done one for me before at the WOW Center and I tried it out. So we'll be able to try those out when we go back and everybody can get a turn at trying to fold a t-shirt. Okay, so thanks again, Carlos. Well, for my lesson today, we are still going to do some folding, but hopefully something a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to try to show you how to fold a bath towel into an interesting shape. So I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go and get a bath towel, and hopefully you can follow along as I do it, and we'll make a special shape out of a bath towel. So go ahead, get your towel, and I'll meet you back here in a couple minutes. Right, we're back again, and I have my bath towel. Remember, we talked about it being fairly large, and I don't have a lot of space on this table, but I'm going to try to show you what we're going to do. So the first thing you want to do is to fold your towel in half, and the only reason you need to do that is to get the center point. So it really is not that important, but you do want to get your center point. Then you're going to lie down half of the towel, keeping that one where you can see it, so you know where it is, and you're going to take from this corner and you're going to start rolling. So you're going to roll your towel like this. Now this other point is just staying still. So you're rolling the far end. So for me, it's my right, and I'm just rolling it around, rolling it. Try to keep it neat. If you need to pull it down, pull it down. Roll it right around, keeping that point in place. Don't let the top roll. It's got to stay where it is right here. That's why one hand is up there. Okay, I think I'm about there, right down the middle. I've got a straight down line down the middle. Now, I'm going to go to my other end. So I'm going to take the other end and I'm going to start rolling it in the same way as we did with the first one. Roll it gently. I'm just trying to tighten it up a little bit. It seems to get loose. Keeping it neat. You see the top part is staying together like that. That's my original one that I rolled. And now I'm on to the second one. You see I keep going down to the end here to just make sure it's neat at the bottom. Roll it around, and they should come in to meet each other. There we go, in a straight line. So we have a straight line, and if you pick it up, it's got sort of a top to it. Just roll it tight again, and if you look at it, it looks like a giant carrot type of a thing, sort of carrot shaped. So there you have that. We've just rolled it up, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to flip it over, holding it gently, then smooth it out. And I'm going to show you, we've got a point here. We're going to take the point and just fold it all the way over to meet the end. So it's folding it in half again. Okay, we're going to give it a nice push down, and then so you've got two bits sticking out there, almost like, I guess, sort of wings there, and you're going to take this top bit and you're going to roll it. So rolling it like this. Roll it nice and tight. It's a little bit difficult, but just keep holding it. Just make sure this folds down too. Right? Give it a good push down, push it down. Ooh. And then you let it up gently. And we have a swan. Let me move my camera a little bit so you can see the swan. So there's your swan. Okay, So let's try one more. We'll do it again. I actually brought 2 towels, so we can do it a second time. I'll set that one aside for a second. And we will get another towel. This one's already folded in half. So that's my center point. I'm only working with half the towel to start with. And let's roll it down a little bit again. Okay, and we're going to roll. I hope you're doing this with me because this will be fun. Put this on the bottom of somebody's bed or in your bathroom. It looks so cute. And I've had them, if you've been on cruises, you've probably seen something like this on a cruise ship. So that's my one side done. I'm going to move to the other side. Rolling all the way in, keeping the bottom neat. Seems I do the first one better than I do the second one, but I don't think it's that important. Top one started to unroll. Just grab it back, put them together. There's my center line again. Remember, we're going to flip it over. What's our next step? Neaten it out and fold the towel over backwards in half. Push it down and roll the top up. Okay, once you let it go, you're going to get that nice curved neck of the swan. And watch what happens when we take our other one and we put them both together. We've got our little heart-shaped swans. Look at that. What do you think? So that's the type of thing they do on cruise ships and in hotels. And you'll see your towel art on your bed or in the bathroom. I think that went quite well. So I hope you followed along and I hope you were able to do it. So we're going to stop for now while I put these away, okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed making the swans. We're going to try one other fun thing to fold. And for that, you're going to need a napkin. Now I'm going to use a cloth napkin. I haven't tried it with a paper napkin, but I would imagine that it would work. So I'm going to give a break here for a second. I'm going to ask you if you would like to go get a napkin that you can fold with me. Let's see what happens, okay? Okay, so here I am back with my napkin. And we are going to try to make a rose out of the napkin. So I know Susie did a lesson not long ago about setting the table and things. If you were having a nice dinner party or an afternoon tea, I'm sure this would be a nice napkin to put on there to decorate the table. So let's see how this works. You're going to take it one corner and put it across to the other corner. And you want it to meet almost, but not quite. Okay, so you're going to leave a little bit of a gap. So it's almost touching, but see here? Not quite. Almost there, but not quite. And again, this one's going to involve rolling. This one you're going to flatten it out with your hand, get it nice and flat. And starting at this long end, you're just going to roll it up. Takes 2 hands because it's quite long. But as you roll it, the top piece is going to get closer to the other one. So you want it fairly tight. Nice, good roll. And then you're going to leave a few inches on the end. Look at that. It's almost like a bandana if you were going to put a neckerchief on. But we're not going to do that. That's a napkin. So that's just to show you how much is left, right? So you're going to leave a little bit there. Then you're going to take it from one of the ends and start rolling that way. So we're going to roll it, roll it, roll it. 2 hands. You're going to need 2 hands to keep it in place, okay? Just keep rolling over where these are now like a little triangle. Just keep rolling past the triangle. But you're going to stop before you get all the way to the end. You leave it a little bit like that. You're going to pull it over the top and tuck it in. There should be a little gap. I don't want to ruin my rose, but you've got a little gap and you tuck that corner in there just to keep it in place. See that? Then you're going to take your two triangles and pull them apart. Pull them apart as much as you can. Fold them over. See that? They're folded over to the side. And then when you turn it over, have a little flower. And that's it. A small rose. That would sit right in your table setting the way Susie had shown you, with your mat or on your tablecloth, with your silverware or cutlery, and you've got a rose. I hope you enjoyed learning how to fold things this week. Let's go back. We did the t-shirt with Carlos and the thing he built to fold the t-shirts neatly. We then did some bath towels and made swans. And the last thing we did was we rolled a napkin into the shape of a rose. So folding can be sort of fun. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try it at home. And of course, at the end of every class, we have a journal prompt. So my journal prompt for today is, what other things or animals or flowers could we roll napkins or towels into? So you can draw a picture, you can write about it, you can look it up on the internet, see if you come up with some ideas, and then maybe we can try them when we get back to the WOW Center. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks again to Carlos for his input. And let's try some rolling next time, some folding, see what we can do. Bye.
Good morning, guys. Today's CBE topic is backyard birds of South Florida. So come along with me. Let's learn about some of those birds you might be seeing in your backyard or your neighborhood.
Hi guys, so I'm back in my backyard, and the reason that I'm out here today is because we are going to be talking about South Florida native birds. If you'll remember from our lesson a few weeks ago, we made some backyard bird feeders, and my husband and I got so excited at what was happening at our backyard bird feeders that he went ahead really, and he made this beautiful bird feeder which has a wine bottle that delivers the food slowly. You'll notice that I've got some peanuts on my bird feeder, and that's because the peanuts are attracting the bigger birds in the neighborhood to come into our backyard every day and feed. So following this video, I'm going to show you some pictures of what's been happening in my backyard, and that's going to be followed by a video about the birds that you might spot in your backyard. And the reason for that is that South Florida has a great climate, which is good for all kinds of wildlife, and all kinds of birds like to come down in the winter when it's far too cold elsewhere, and they will eat in our gardens. So how exciting! I hope you put your bird feeder up, and if you did, please send me some pictures of what's been happening in your garden. In my garden, I've seen a lot of fantail or boat-tailed grackles. I've seen many blue jays, of which you're going to see a video, and you're even going to get to see a video of two grackles kind of palling around together as they go through my yard looking for things to eat. But one of the videos shows a blue jay going to that bird feeder and eating its peanuts that we put out. Some people don't like blue jays. They call them kind of a bully bird. I love my blue jays, and I love watching them and knowing that I'm providing some good food for them to run off and be healthy and multiply, and hopefully we'll have lots of little blue jays later on in the summer. So without further ado, here's what's happening in our backyards.
Okay, let's talk about year-round residents. What do we have here year-round? What is this? That's a northern cardinal. That's the male. The female is more brownish in color. What is this? That's a blue jay. Male and female are pretty much the same in these. So these are common birds that are in most people's backyards, and they're here year-round. They breed here, they nest here, they spend the winter here. Sometimes birds like blue jays, you'll get a wintering population that comes from the north that adds to the resident population. So you may have more blue jays here now than you will in the summer, but you'll have at least a few blue jays here year-round. What is this? Mockingbird. That's a northern mockingbird, which is our state bird. It's also the state bird of about 6 or 7 other states. Probably there are better choices for our state bird, but that's what the legislature chose, so that's what we're stuck with. It's the bird that will keep you up during the nesting season because it sings 24/7. At 3 o'clock in the morning, it'll be singing right outside your window. So if you ever hear a bird singing outside your window in the middle of the night, it's probably this guy. Okay, this is a relative of the northern mockingbird. This is probably the first one that maybe none of you are familiar with. Anyone know what that is?
Sort of thrush.
It's not a thrush, but close. Begins with, it's a thrasher. This is a brown thrasher. Mockingbirds and thrashers are in what is called the mimic thrush family. They sort of look like thrushes. Thrushes are birds like robins. Lots of thrushes are brown with black spots or brown spots on their breast. So it sort of looks like a thrush, but it's actually a thrasher. And these birds will mimic other birds. Mockingbird, obviously, as the name suggests, mimics lots of other birds. This bird here will do some mimicry as well. Anyone know what that is? It's in the dove family. That's a mourning dove, which is our most common dove. You can see that right around any residence. Now this is our native dove. This is a dove that's native to South Florida and the Caribbean, and that's the only places that it's found. This is called the white-crowned pigeon. It's a beautiful, beautiful bird. And they nest in mangroves, but they can be found, and they are found in urban areas, so you can have this in your backyard. They oftentimes will perch on phone wires. This beautiful little dove is called a common ground dove. And just a beautiful chestnut color to the wings. This bird is becoming rather scarce in urban areas. My understanding is that in the El Portal area, which is just south of Miami Shores, these birds are starting to show up again. But within Miami, there's very few places where they're found in urban areas. You can find them at places like Bill Baggs Cape Florida State Park on Key Biscayne. They probably used to be on Miami Beach because they like kind of dune-ish areas. But very hard to find the species now in urban Miami, but hopefully they'll come back. Okay, we have several different kinds of woodpeckers. This is our most common woodpecker. This is the red-bellied woodpecker. A lot of people see this woodpecker and they say, oh, it's a red-headed woodpecker because it has a red head. Well, a red-headed woodpecker you can't find in the Miami area. You have to go further north into Florida Peninsula, near Orlando and places like that. This is the red-bellied. On this particular photo, you can see the red belly, which gets more pronounced on the males during the breeding season. But that's the most common of the backyard woodpeckers. This little guy is a downy woodpecker, which is the smallest of all the woodpeckers in North America, and that can be found in some backyards in Miami. And this is the largest of the woodpeckers that can be found in backyards. This is the pileated or pileated woodpecker. Most people say pileated, a few people say pileated. It's one of those tomato kind of things. You can go either way. But this is a very large woodpecker. Only the ivory-bill woodpecker, which is probably extinct, was larger. Red-winged blackbird. This is the most common bird in North America, but it's getting scarce in urban Miami. When we do Christmas bird counts, sometimes we get very close to not finding any of these at all. But it's a bird that is usually found around wetland areas. There usually are very large flocks of them. And the male has that beautiful red and yellow epaulet on its wings. The female is a drabber bird. Okay, we have lots of blackbirds. This is the common grackle, and we can identify this. It's black, has kind of a purplish sheen to the head, but the yellow eye is the key field mark to identify a common grackle, telling it from the much more common boat-tailed grackle. which doesn't have a yellow eye and has a longer tail. This is the bird that if you're driving on Kendall Drive or lots of city streets in suburban Miami, especially in the early morning or even better in the late afternoon, you'll see these assembling on the wires, especially on intersections, by the thousands. This bird is actually adapted to living in urban areas by picking bugs, dragonflies and things like that, off the grills of cars. So they'll congregate at intersections and they'll wait for the light to change, and then they'll fly down and they'll pick bugs off the grills of cars that are stopped for the light, and then they'll take off with their meal when the light changes. So it's an amazing adaptation that these birds have for living in an urban environment. Now this is a cowbird. This particular cowbird is called a shiny cowbird. The most common cowbird in most of the United States is the brown-headed cowbird, and we do have those here. But this particular cowbird is a shiny cowbird, which is native to the Caribbean, Central America, South America, and it has started breeding here. Cowbirds are nest parasites. They do not build their own nests. Instead, the female will lay its eggs in the nest of another bird, and then that other bird will incubate the eggs and feed the young when they hatch. Usually they'll choose the nest of a bird that is smaller than it, so that the baby cowbird is bigger than the babies of the bird that built the nest, and is probably more likely to be fed by the parent of the bird that built the nest, the parent that built the nest, and is more likely to survive than the actual youngsters of the bird that built the nest. So they are a problem for lots of birds that nest in places where these birds are found. So we have this, the shiny cowbird, and now we're getting another cowbird called the bronze cowbird that is starting to show up in places like Hialeah. And the way that you identify this is by that red eye. The shiny cowbird has a very dark eye, but this one has a red eye. So that's the bronze cowbird, which is native to southwestern United States, into Mexico, and down into Central America, but it's starting to show up here in Florida, and it's breeding here. Has anyone ever seen this bird? This is not a blackbird. It's black, it's a bird, but it's not a blackbird. This bird is called a smooth-billed ani, and it is a relative of cuckoos and roadrunners. It used to be somewhat common here in Miami, and used to be found in people's backyards. It's also very common throughout the Caribbean and into Central and South America. But for some reason that no one's been able to figure out, this bird has virtually disappeared from Florida. So it's almost assuredly, if it hasn't been already, it's probably in the next year or so, it's going to be extirpated. Extirpated means disappearing from just a portion of its range, rather than going extinct. It's in no danger of going extinct. You go to the Bahamas and they're everywhere there. But for whatever reason, this bird has disappeared. So if you ever see this bird in Florida, you need to go on the Tropical Audubon Bird Board and let us know, because there are lots of people that will want to see this bird. Because I still get emails, and there are still posts on our bird board all the time from visiting birders that say, where can I see this bird? And I mean, it could be pesticides, because this bird actually, its preferred habitat is overgrown weedy places. And you would think there would be no shortage of overgrown weedy places in Miami, especially in the outskirts, in the Redlands and Homestead, and they used to be found there, but for whatever reason, they've disappeared. Pesticides is a very good candidate for what's happened, because they are an insect eater. Okay, this is a loggerhead shrike, sometimes called the butcher bird, and this bird has a better story than the smooth-billed ani. This is a bird that, while it's in trouble in most of its range, it's doing really, really well in Florida, and it's really starting to colonize almost completely urban areas. This is a bird that eats primarily lizards, and what it will do, the reason it's called a butcher bird, is it will impale the lizard. It won't eat it right away. It'll impale it, and basically what it does is it lets it cook under the sun. It barbecues it for a couple of weeks, and then it'll come back, and once it's thoroughly barbecued, then it'll eat it. So that's why it's called the butcher bird. This is a great crested flycatcher. We have lots of different flycatchers that can be found in Florida at different times of the year. This is one of the only ones that breeds here in South Florida. pretty bird with a yellow belly and rufous wings and tail. This is a Carolina wren. This is a bird that's very common in the Everglades and used to be common in people's backyards in Miami. But for some reason, this one has disappeared as well. And we don't know why. So it's a little tiny little bird, but a beautiful song that you can hear for a quarter of a mile away. And for whatever reason, I mean, 20 years ago, it used to be a quite common bird in city parks and in people's backyards. It's disappeared. Okay, we have hawks here. And this hawk is the Cooper's hawk, which is in the group of hawks called the accipiters. And this is the most likely hawk that you're going to see year-round in your backyard. This is the bird that terrorizes bird feeders. They're primarily forest birds, and they're designed to travel through the forest. Even if the forest is very dense, the trees are very tightly packed together, this bird can maneuver through it. So it's very well adapted to maneuvering in urban areas between buildings and things like that to get to feeders. So this bird used to be only here in the wintertime, but about 15 years ago it started to nest, and now it's a pretty common nester throughout urban Miami. This is a short-tailed hawk. This is another bird that's become urbanized. This is a bird that is only found in South Florida. The only place in the United States it's found is South Florida. Maybe a few of them in southeastern Arizona. Otherwise, its range extends all the way down through Mexico into Central and South America. But you can see this bird in urban Miami. You very rarely see it like this. Most of the time, you'll see it soaring overhead. Very rarely have people photographed this bird perched. So this photo was taken by a friend of mine, Larry Manfredi, who's a local bird guide here. And this bird comes in two versions, a light morph and a dark morph. This is the light morph. The dark morph is all dark underneath. You may have owls in your backyard, and this would be the most common owl. This is the eastern screech owl. So they like to live in urban areas and places where people that do Christmas bird counts are really dedicated. They'll get up at midnight and they'll go listening for these owls. In the St. Petersburg area, they've actually counted a couple hundred of these. Here in Miami, I haven't found people that are willing to do that, to get up at midnight to go listen for these owls. So we only have usually a handful of these that we find. This is a burrowing owl, and it can be found here in Miami, mostly in airports. They're a bird that burrows underground, and so they like to live in prairie areas, so large open expanses of grasses. Here in Miami, I'm not sure if anybody has these in their backyard. I have found them in schoolyards where there are big PE fields. I've found burrowing owls, but if you go to places like Marco Island, lots of people there have these burrowing owls in their backyard, and they'll put these stakes and some ribbon up to mark them so people don't disturb them. But this has become a backyard bird, and it's a distinct race of this bird that's in Florida. It's also found in the southwestern United States, from Texas to California, and then down into Mexico and through Central and South America. All right, that's it for the birds that are here year-round. Let's talk about spring and summer breeders. There's only a few of those.
I hope that you guys enjoyed having a small peek into some of the birds of South Florida that you might get to spot in your backyard. Make sure that whether you live in Homestead, in the Redlands, in Pinecrest, in Hialeah, in Kendall, like I do, make sure that from time to time you take a peek in your backyard and you see if you spot any of those birds that we learned about today, because they all at one time or another make their home here. So keep an eye out, and if you spot any of those birds, you be sure and let me know. Having said that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you get your bird watching eyes on. Till next time.
Hello guys, Carlos here, technology teacher. Today I have the privilege to be with you and share with you week number 3 of special topics, which is community integration. But first, if we want to talk about community, we have to understand what is a community. I have a definition here for you, so you can read it or hear it with me. Community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. So examples of communities are the family, neighborhoods, workplaces, churches, and among others. Now that we know what community is, let's jump to the questions. And I have question number 1. Am I part of the community? I'll give you 1 minute to think about it, and we'll keep discussing. Am I part of my community? Well, there is different ways we can get involved with our communities. Being part of a community is a powerful experience. Communities give us home, friendship, warmth, and a sense of belonging. But how can we really be part of our local community, guys? There is many ways to do it. You can get to know your neighbors or give your time to others or just get active in different activities to maximize your own involvement within your community. I know we're not going to the WOW Center right now, but when the WOW is open, we have a special class named CBE or Community Based Education, which is the class that takes us out in the community and give us the opportunity to get more involved within our own community by knowing new places or new people or just get a new experience, maybe in a place that we didn't know that exists. And what are your CBE teachers? Do you remember their names? Okay, let's see. We have Susie and Stephanie, and that's CVE 2. And CVE 1 is Teresa and Stephanie. Yes, we have 2 teachers named Stephanie. Don't forget that, guys. Okay, ready for question number 2? Let's go. Okay, question number 2. Are you happy with how much involvement do you have in your community? Once again, 1 minute to think about it. How much we are involved in our community depends on us. If we are able to go out and do, you don't need to do big things. Small things also count. like getting out the garbage or cleaning your front yard or helping some neighbors in loading their shopping. Small things also are good things. Now, can you think about other things you can do to gain more involvement in your community? Question number 3. Am I an active and contributing member of my community? Think about it. 60 seconds. You can contribute in your community in many ways, such as volunteering, internships, when you go to work, or church, or action club for those who are in it. At the end, no matter how you get involved, the important thing is to get involved, to participate, to contribute, and be an active member of your local community. So now I know we're going through a special situation. Now, if we are in a quarantine time right now and we cannot leave our houses for security, of course, maybe your question is, how can I be part of the community if I don't have any relationship with many people at this time? That's a good question. Well, maybe you do not leave your home, you don't see your neighbors, or maybe you're not going to your work. And definitely we are not attending to the wow center since it's closed. But we can still be part of the community. Doing what? Well, respecting the law. The quarantine was enforced for our security. So you, your family, and your neighbors can keep healthy. And little by little, we can get rid of this illness which is going around the world right now. So now, how can we part of the community in this moment? Well, staying at your house, respecting the quarantine, and also listen to your families and to your caregivers. Being part of the community also involves to keep the community safe. And respecting the quarantine is how we do it right now. Guys, it was amazing to be with you. I hope you enjoyed this and have a great day. Bye!